Nyla, and I am 7 years old. I like my astronomy class, and I am loving it. And I've been learning my planets like the moon and Earth and the Venus, Mercury, and astronomy class is awesome. I've been learning about like Egypt and that stuff. And king and queens and and pyramids and
What do you think thus far of the International Homeschool program?
I believe it's the best investment I could have made for my daughter and for myself as well, because learning astronomy and African heritage, it was needed. It was much needed,
Blessed my family, do you have your copy of the true biblical land of Israel? No? Well, visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, and order your copy today. The True Biblical Land of Israel, originally a theological paper, proves to the reader that the land of Israel, according to the biblical geographic description, is Africa plus Arabia. Most definitely a must-read for all. And while you are at it, our other books, namely The Heavens Declare the Glory, Rastafari and the Cosmos, as well as Anu, Ancient and Modern Revisited, are definitely of interest to all. Each book goes for only $20, but when you order the 3 together, you get them for only $50. So visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us today, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Blessed reading. Give thanks. Blessed love, give thanks, glorify the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Very thankful for your presence with us, almighty family. Of course, you're in the tiger's nest, the Honorable Priest Isaac with you. And yes, giving thanks again for the expression of the International Homeschool Program. Of course, you know, I'm always encouraging you parents to at least contact us so you could get a free look at the International Homeschool Program. We will send that to you so you could go through it even with your young ones and then decide if you want to go the full course and be a part of the, I would say, wonderful program that we have that is actually enlightening and edifying a lot of young ones. I'm not speaking of it would and we believe, I'm talking about what has already been done. You yourself, those who are really, you know, a part of our team who watch us from time to time, you would see the young ones themselves even tell you exactly, you know, what the works have done for them. Many have already graduated and received their certificate. And of course, it's not the certificate that's the main thing. It's what's going in here. And that's the main thing. So looking forward for you, you know, as you know, reasonable and loving parents to at least contact us so we can share the program with you, no charge whatsoever, so you could see the dynamics of it. And of course, eventually come on board. We have so much to offer and so much more that will be there to offer in the future because we are not stagnant at all, you know. So give thanks again for your presence, family. And of course, you know, I am going to encourage you. I am inviting you. Remember, this Sunday in the Tigers Temple. Every Sunday we meet in the Tigers Temple, by the way, at 8 p.m. sharp. We are there. And this Sunday, no exception, we're going to have Rastafari sabbatical with us. I still refer to the brother in that way because that's how many ones know the king, Rastafari sabbatical. And of course, I'm talking about the rabbi himself, Ras Adonis. He will be with us in the Tiger's Temple. I'm sure many of you would have at least seen the presentation he did with us a few evenings ago. So I'm inviting you into the temple. Remember, when you come into the temple, this is where you get the opportunity to come on the panel and reason with us. You know, remember, tonight is supposed to be open mic night, you know. We started a program called Open Mic Night last Saturday or previous Saturday evening. And this was, as I said, somewhat of a chance that we would take it. This is where we come live on YouTube and we share the link for our Zoom so that any and everyone can come in and do, would you believe it? Any and anyone came in and of course smuttied up our event with a lot of gunk and slime and evil vibes. But of course, we would have already gone through that. So we have gone back to the drawing board when it comes to that program there for sure. But you can join us in the Tigers Temple every Sunday, 8 p.m. Similar atmosphere, but just slightly different. Of course, we will have our presenter this Sunday. It will be the great Ras Adonis again. Previous Sunday, who we had? That was Ras. I said, no, man. Previous Sunday was Kente Amente to Marcus Garvey. And for those who would have seen those presentations that we did on the YouTube, the clips that we put up, those are excerpts from the Kente Amente to Marcus Garvey lecture. For those of you who were not there, I think maybe you would have figured that out by now. Those are excerpts coming from the Kente Amente to Marcus Garvey lecture. And you could get the full lecture if you desire. All you have to do is contact us. Listen, so many things we have offering to you. I'm telling you, trust me. But anyway, let me not go too far, you know. Yeah. You know, I should go far, you know. I should go far. Yeah, man, let me go far before I go into the subject. I have to talk to you. If you're family, you got to hear me. Yeah, I hear you, so you got to hear me, you know. Now, as I said, we're going to have Ras Adonis with us, Ras Adonis with us tomorrow evening. Now, Rastafari sabbatical for sure is a pioneer. And let me be clear before I go too far. Sometimes when you hear us say, people say, you know, I've been in this for a while, or I've been in the studies for a while. We're not talking about YouTube. No, man, or Facebook and these kind of things. No, man, what are you talking about? We're talking about individuals, not just me, not just the rabbi, not just other ones outside of Rastafari and different consciousness. And so there are ones out there that you may know from YouTube that have been in the streets, that have been on the beat, that have been on the lecture circuit, that have been holding classes, that have been doing everything that they could do from their heart, not trying to be better than nobody, but trying to be their best to teach what they believe is the truth. You got to appreciate them kind of people there, even if you don't fully agree with them. You know, once you know, because I know for sure I'm not a conceited person. Yeah, I'm not a conceited. As you could see, I could sit with anyone and I would listen to you. You know, not because I listening mean you're gonna change me. If you come and this change thing, it's not no change thing, it's about evolving. I'm ready to evolve. I want to learn something I don't know. I want to say, what? That's how you really do it? That's me. I'm looking for that. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not stuck or stagnant, you know, so it's a moving on process. Yeah. So I'm just saying that when you hear what speaking of the longevity in this, it's not necessarily the internet, you know, it's just the works. But at the same time, when it comes to the internet, specifically the YouTube, on that level, in reality, Rastafari sabbatical is a pioneer. And I think anyone that has been watching YouTube for a long time and scoping out Rastafari knowledge, you must agree that that is the case. So, you know, enough respect, of course, to the rabbi. But what I'm saying is this, because I remember once when Rastafari sabbatical would have had 40-something thousand subscribers at the time. At least at the time that I can remember visualizing that. I don't know if it went higher, I can't say. But then the brethren just disappeared off of the scene. You all remember that, eh? Yeah, man, the brethren just disappeared, like nowhere to be found. And of course, because of the words he would be saying, his channel was taken down. He would have explained that already on a program we did several months ago right here on my YouTube channel. But what I'm saying is this. Like, for example, the other evening when he was with us, someone replied in the chat that, you know, man, it's a long time they don't see this brother here. Now, hear me, huh? I'm not saying nothing to the person that made the comment. In fact, I was very thankful for the comment. And this is not about that specific person at all. I'm just saying that as many of us, I'm sure, would have said that, hey, Ras Adonis, the Rastafari sabbatical, he would preach Isaac here. Well, I was wondering what became of him, you know, and these things. Now, to me, this is where you see, you know, I come in on a different level. This is how I know many of us have this as entertainment. You're going to tell me a chief soldier like that disappeared and nobody going to look for him? You just sit back and say, well, he gone. Sometimes I don't hear from him. Knowing the value that he has. What I'm saying now, my family, when it comes to those of us that are on the battlefield, all of us supposed to be on the battlefield. That's why sometimes I say, listen, man, even if you don't contribute, donate, or patronize, or whatever, you can at least share the video. You can at least share the link when we are on radio and the Tiger's Nest. I mean, if you can't do at least that, because what happens, whatever you think you're getting from the lesson, I don't mean specifically from me, you know, from wherever your heart is, you know, that you think that you're receiving this nourishment that you needed. You understand? Right. Wherever that is, it doesn't have to be the Tiger's Nest. The Tiger's Nest may just be one of these things you check out. You may have a hub somewhere else that, hey, you see here, you see this woman here, this man here, these set of people, or whatever it is, this fella does be posting up, that enriches my soul. You know, the fact that you believe that, you understand, you must have a certain level of appreciation with that network. In fact, you are supposed to network with that network. You can't tell me that person just disappeared and you just say, oh, well, you know, yeah. So you know that Priest Isaac put up a video every day, sometimes 2 a day, 3 a day. You wonder what's going on. The most you might miss is a day or 2. And then I miss it for, not missing really, but you don't see it for nothing for 2 weeks. Maybe I would have gone on other platforms to announce why I'm absent, but maybe you're not in tune with those platforms. I'm just not there. You know, and those who are saying, hurry up and get on with the subject, this may not be the place for you. No feel no way. I talk it to my family. In fact, this is a chalice talk edition, so this is where we take our time to talk straight up. There are many types out there in the Ras. Trust me, I know them all. We've been in this for a while. So you can, you just do what you got to do. It doesn't matter, because this lesson should be for you too. Yeah. Waiting for the subject. Like, let me be bold here. You've been waiting for that subject forever. And if I don't bring the subject, I don't know when you'll ever get it. straight up. So this is what I'm saying. There have been times where, you know, we've been banned for 2 weeks, a month. There was a time when I was banned for 3 months. 3 months for licking a fire and sodomite. And, you know, that was it. When you see people come off the scene, you have to email them and call them and say, what's going on? What's wrong? What happened? What happened, Ras Adonis? Where are you? I haven't seen Rastafari sabbatical for a whole month. Where's your video? Well, my brother, you know how it is with the Babylon. Babylon took me down, but I'm going to keep my head. Yeah, I'm going to keep it up. And yeah, what do you mean? So what we're going to go on? I'm going to open a new YouTube page. Hey, tell you what, this time, right, I'm going to get a couple of brothers and we're going to pitch in and we want to open a new YouTube station and we're going to invest $10,000 into it. You know, you can invest in your YouTube channel, eh? Yeah, you can invest money into, this is a business going on here, the internet. Yeah, you can do all you want and, you know, jump on fireworks and try to get as much likes and views as much as you want. But if you invest enough money, you can get organic views, real views, not no make-believe stuff. The avenues are there. So that now, when the brethren put up a video, it's just in the eyes of everybody. Many may not click on it, but many will be compelled to click on it. And then the message that he has that you think, the message that he has that you think, the message that he has that you think is so important, will get to 10 times more people, maybe even 100, depending on how much you invest, more people than it would without that investment. Remember, they take him off of the scene for just talking righteousness. That's a brethren, you never hear the brethren curse. The brethren don't even get too upset and burn too much fire, you know, at least not no radical noise making fire. But obviously he has to be burning some kind of fire for you to just click his channel when all the man is talking about is Rastafari and the Christos and Kadamawe and you know, mean Kadus and coming down with all what he comes down with, and they just come off the scene. And those of us, it's like when they deport Marcus Garvey, 4,000 people they say was on the pier, blowing the nose and crying, you know, Marcus Garvey, when are you coming back? When you're coming back, nobody could do nothing. Oh my Ras, if we did anything, some of us would have died. That don't mean nothing. Some of us still die. You know, the lack of the presence of Marcus Garvey, we still died. You understand? This is war. This is war. This is war here. You know, so whatever the case is, you have to be ready to make that supreme sacrifice, even at this time and that moment here. You know, so I'm serious. You see, this may sound strange to some because you may not value the works that some of us do. Straight up. I'm very, very serious. So you would not understand. Even the example I gave, it may sound strange for you, for someone contacting the king and saying, hey, let me invest in your YouTube channel so we can ensure that it gets 10 times more the viewership and listenership than it is getting even at this hour here. All right, now, but no, we're not ready for them things there, because this is all like entertainment to us. You see? Yeah. As I always say, the main mission of a follower, a disciple of the ever-living spirit. Let me term it that way so nobody say they try to duck out what I'm saying. The main mission and responsibility is to spread the word of truth that you have learned that have saved you. That's the main thing. And that is why when we do all the talking and we don't do no action behind of it, me personally, not impressed. Not impressed at all. You understand? So you see, just as Bob Marley said, and we were speaking about that, they would kill our prophets, and we just stand aside and look. I say, oh, well, he gave it a good shot, and just move on. Let's see who's the next shining star that we can rally around until they take him out too. That's what it's all about. So I'm just saying, I think we need to meditate and penetrate. If it's up to you, it's up to you. It's your vibration. If I'm going to say that this is what saved me, and this is what I believe in, and this is what gave me the strength, I have to show some level of reciprocity in relation to that which I say. Now, if you don't feel, now, if you, boy, Rastafari sabbatical, I just watch him and I'm like, them fellas always talking something way out. Okay, that's different. This message may not be for you. Or, man, them man, they're not into no Selassie, I think that man. They sound good sometimes, but, well, this message may not be for you. But now when you, hey, man, I can't miss one of his videos. And, hey, listen, every time I hear him, it's something fresh. Boy, hey, listen, that really gives me a strength. Boy, listen, right now, I on top of the, boy, listen, I just want to meet that man there. And all of that kind of talk there. Well, you should be on the front line of something, and you don't even share the video. Man, you should be on the front line. People like that not supposed to disappear. And you don't go looking for them. Hey, I have his information here. I write that down long time. Let me call him now and see, because I don't see him in 2 weeks. Ring, ring. Yes, my name is so and so and so. I'm all calling all the way from South Africa. I haven't seen a video from you for 2 weeks. Everything is okay, brother? You okay? You well? Yeah. You have a problem with my message there? I hope not. Yeah. So definitely, family, as I said, looking forward. Obviously, I think you pick up that was not a part of the script, but it was a part of the script of the spirit. So yeah, looking forward to your presence with us on Sunday evening. That was actually tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. and every Sunday. And every Sunday, believe me, we make sure we have something nice for you every Sunday in the Tiger's Temple. So you don't have to wait to hear what's coming up in the temple. I mean, by now you should be able to say, well, the track record seems good. Yeah, I laugh, but I'm very serious. So you should be a monthly partner in the temple. You know, it's only $10 to come into the temple, and that's just a contribution. And specifically, if you're going to get your pass on the very day, it will be $20. But if you add a 5 to that, you have a full month in the temple. So I'm looking forward to your presence tomorrow evening or this evening, depending on whenever you are doing that, whenever you are checking in to the temple. And of course, the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I, will be with us. All right, good. Now, as I said, and of course, just the contact information there, we are going into a reasoning this evening. Let me just make sure everything is all right here with me. Okay, and of course, yes. All right. Now, Haile Selassie I is the Lion of Judah. And the Lion of Judah, as we know, is, of course, the title that we see in the Bible more so for the Messiah figure. So those who may not know, which I would expect most to know, in Revelation chapter 5, it speaks of the Lion of Judah found worthy to take the book and loose the 7 seals thereof. And I wept much, says the writer, when no man in heaven or in earth nor under the earth was found worthy to take the book and loose the 7 seals thereof. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, for behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to take the book and loose the 7 seals thereof. Now, on a biblical level, this thing is so simple. The Bible speaks of the messianic figure, the Messiah, and says that this Messiah will be of a specific bloodline, the Solomonic bloodline, the Davidic bloodline. The prophecy says that he shall receive the title King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's what the prophecy says. The prophecy also says that he will be given the title the Lion of the tribe of Judah. And here we have the individual that has, on a historical level, a recorded level as such, a contemporary level too, what is accepted by history and the world. Here we have an individual that fits the description of all of that. And some other things. Not just of the lineage, but the seat and position that he holds. The book of Acts talk about the sepulchre of David, but I shall rise up, Christ again in the flesh, to sit upon the throne of David. So not just of the lineage now, but the seat that he take. He fulfill all of this. He sit upon what is accepted as the throne of David. And I specifically say it so because I know there's some that don't follow all of that. Oh, David never existed. That's not what I'm talking about. No, try to sidewind this now at all. You're not getting away. This ain't got nothing to do who exists. Haile Selassie exists. Yeah. But I'm just showing you clearly what is accepted as contemporary knowledge, whether you agree with it or not. This is the man. As many other people. That is of the lineage of Solomon. But this is the man, unlike many other people, that sits on the throne of great King David. This is the man that is said to be King of Kings, Lord of Lords, crowned with that. This is the man that is the Lion of Judah. Now, you see how simple that is? We didn't have to go to no stars. We didn't have to unravel no mystic mask or no pyramid or break down no deep science. That is only done maybe to get at the hard-headed people who think you got to bring too much. You got to bring it all. We brought it all, and we bring in more tonight. Undeniable. So, Negusa Nagas now, Haile Selassie. But wait, you know, Menelik was the Lion of Judah too. In fact, before we go there, from King Azana time, he was the King of Kings. That's just a title. Enough King of Kings come up the line. Right. That's true. Empress Zadi too. Queen of Queens, but still of, you know, the Judah lineage and everything. Yeah. But she couldn't be really, even if I think I've seen it officially written, she couldn't be the Lion of Judah. I mean, the Lion of Judah is a male. All full respect to Empress Zaditu and all women that sit on the throne. But this prophecy is towards a man. I mean, a prophecy towards woman. So nobody need to go get too crazy on me now. Yeah. That means we defend the balance. So the Lion of Judah now. Menelik II was the Lion of Judah. Menelik II, you know, was a Lion of Judah. Not only was Menelik II a Lion of Judah, Menelik II was the individual that instated or installed the whole concept of the Lion of Judah. So in other words, in the same way that King Izana took the title as such of the King of Kings, Menelik II is who built even this statue here, the Lion and the Crown, the Lion of Judah, from my knowledge and reading in the book of Harold G. Marcus, you know, the formative years of Menelik II. Just sourcing up, you know. But interestingly, Haile Selassie is the only emperor, because Menelik II is the Lion of Judah, then Haile Selassie is the Lion of Judah. And in all due respect, I don't even know if Lee Jatsu would have gotten that title, but remember, he wasn't officially coronated. So Haile Selassie really is the only Ethiopian emperor, not even Menelik II, that was crowned the Lion of Judah. Menelik II took that title. He you know, he brought it in as the forerunner that he is. According to, here it is one, according to Marcus. Harold G. Marcus, the author. You know, Menelik II was born on the 17th of August. But anyway, yeah. So the Lion of Judah, again, simple. It's Haile Selassie, no running around it. No, this is not an argument for ones who are disbelievers. This is just the reality of it. And this is why you could even see, you know, that ancient symbol of the lion in connection with Ethiopia. And there's so many photographs that you see of Haile Selassie and the lion, the lions, you know, lions bowing to him. And when, you know, just videos, you see that naturally. And of course, you know, the cheetahs, leopards, whatever have you, naturally that deal with the king, you know, in his presence. All right, good. Now, you see, many times we speak of Haile Selassie in connection with many of our ancient, what some people call myth and allegory, etc., etc. So you would hear us say, of course, that Haile Selassie is Asa or Osiris. You'd hear us say that Haile Selassie is Negajuna of the ancient Buddha philosophy. You would hear us say that Haile Selassie is Tutankhamun again, a literal human being, not no myth. Tutankhamun again, even in this time. You'll hear us speak of Haile Selassie being the Sahu, or so-called Orion constellation in its physical human manifestation. You will hear us speak of Haile Selassie being Sagittarius, which is the archer that comes with the bow and the arrow to slew the scorpion. You will hear us speak of Haile Selassie being Atlas, Greek mythology, that holds up the universe, also seen as holding up the ball of the whole earth on his shoulder. You would hear us speak of the divine king, Emperor Haile Selassie I, in all these different formations and different philosophies, you know, the Nomo of the Dogon, you know, the Unkulunkulu of the ancient South African Zulu tradition. And what it is, we don't just say it, you know, we take our time and explain it. You check the Master of Ceremonies, you check the documentary 7, those two specifically. Both of them can be seen on the YouTube, and where we clearly show you that all of these different mythological outlooks of the coming God, of the coming Christ. We show you that Jupiter, the planet, Jupiter, the planet, when we examine its astronomical powers and its electromagnetic powers, and even when we observe the whole aspect of its aura and its field compared to that of the sun, and how it reacts with the earth and saves the earth from constant bombardment from flying objects like meteorites, you can see that Jupiter represents the Christ figure. That's why Jupiter as the planet was seen as a god. This is deep, you know, science we're using, and everything returns back to Emperor Haile Selassie I. If Haile Selassie I is this supreme being that we speak of, you're supposed to be able to pick a leaf off of the tree and dissect it and look at it and explain the emperor in it straight up. Reality. Just like we take salt, sodium, and give you a whole story around it, and it still come back to the King of Kings. We take the process of osmosis and blend it with Moses and explain the movement of the liquid and through the blood cells and the red cells and the Red Sea and the salinity, and it still come back to the King of Kings. So this is what I'm saying. If a person can't take the simple truth that the Bible is saying, that he shall be called King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Lion of Judah, Lion of David, lineage of David, and he will sit upon the throne. Look at there, and look him here. Everything match. Let's go home. No, he can't be him. No. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ coming back. Oh, your head hard. You're stiff-necked. All right. And then we have to start to break down the atom and start to break down the pyramid and the 1940 and the 1990. And we have to go into all kind of mystic vibration, and the footstool of Tutankhamun and the chain of Lord Pakal and the chain of Tutankhamun and go for Akhenaten to prove continually with avalanches or an avalanche of truths that Haile Selassie I is the divine creator in our midst. Yeah. So now, this here is what is considered by history a 3rd century BC god known as Apedemak. This is a Kushite god, specifically for Maori. And as you can see, at least in this glyph, he is seen as a human with a lion's head. If you know your studies well, although this is chipped off a bit, you would pick up that he is carrying or wearing the crown of Assa, which is the crown of Osiris, Look at it good. Here you have him again. As I said, he is from the Kushite kingdom. So although there are other gods as such, or Neter with the lion's head, female and male, in Kemet, it is considered that Apedemak is exclusive to Nubia, ancient Ethiopia, to Kush. All right. And there you see a better rendition of him with that ancient crown. That's the Assa crown, the Osiris crown. And we will show you why is it that he has the crown. Let's examine it good. If you look good, you see the falcon behind of him. Remember, this is why you would hear us say, and this is not a joke, that the civilization went down the River Nile to the north. So the civilization really came out of the Ethiopian, as we know it, to the Ethiopian highlands, the very same Abyssinia highlands, and came northwards. You know, so this ancient tradition, for those who do their study, you will always see this, the king, the statue of the king with the hawk behind of him, or the falcon behind of him being the Heru, being the Horus. And again, you see a different glyph of the great Apedemak, who is considered a war god. He is the god that leads us into war. He is a war god. All right. And as you can see, he is carrying the Ankh here. All right. Wonderful vibration. Let me just share something here with you now. And of course, even while I'm sharing, let me just remind you again that it's tomorrow evening. Looking forward to your presence with us in the Tiger's Temple. We're going to have the good brother with us. We're talking about Rastafari sabbatical himself, Ras Adonis. He will be definitely blessing us with his presence and, you know, providing us with, as usual, good information. So I'm definitely asking all of you, if you have not received your pass as yet to come into the Tiger's Temple, please make sure you do that. And remember, of course, it's only $10 contribution to come into the temple. Unless you're gonna do it on the very day, then it's only $20, still on only. And of course, you could just add a 5 to that, and that will give you a whole month's pass, pardon me, in the temple. What you say? That sounds like a good vibration there. All right. Now, so as we said, we are gonna take a look here at the god known as Apedemak, or some say Apedemak, some say Apedemak, and some say Apedemak. So you know how it is, because remember, it has a lot to do with the vowels and the lack thereof in ancient writings. So you would see it replaced. That's why you have Amun, Aman, and Amon, Ayman. Enough one saying Ayman now. So it says here, Apedemak or Apedemak is a god of southern Nubia, unknown in Egypt, but depicted as an Egyptianizing style, as a lion-headed man. No, that's what they would say, an Egyptianizing style, because the world is accustomed to Egypt. But again, whatever it is that ancient Kemet known as Egypt would have possessed would have come out of the highlands of Ethiopia. Occasionally winged, holding a scepter with a seated lion on it, or as a lion-headed serpent, or as a lion. In virtually all cases wearing the elaborate hem crown, wearing the elaborate hem crown, also called the triple crown. I repeat, also called the triple crown. So Apedemak or Apedemak, Yeah, it sounds like some sort of nursery rhyme there. Paddy. Yeah, triple crown. So he wears the triple crown, the lion-headed god. Follow me good, eh? The lion-headed god. Let's keep that in mind, the Lion of Judah. But actually, we haven't even reached there yet. But the lion-headed god wears an elaborate crown called the hem. And this hem is referred to as the triple crown. Okay. So Apedemak wears the triple crown. Where have we heard the triple crown story before? Haile Selassie was crowned the King of Kings on Negusenagas. Haile Selassie was crowned the Lord of Lords. Haile Selassie was crowned the Lion of Judah. And that is why you would hear one speak of the triple crown. You have other titles too, you know, well, many other titles really. King of Zion and some different things. But the point is, he's considered the only king to receive the triple crown. And Apedemak wears the triple crown, the god with the lion head. Listen to this. This crown, whose name means war cry, consists of 3 atef crowns or bundles mounted on ram's horns with the uraeus, the cobra, on each side. And sometimes it additionally with 3 falcons atop the bundles, each surmounted by a solar disk. That's enough power. The hem crown was part of the insignia of the king of Egypt starting in the Amarna period. The Ptolemaic Ptolemaic.
Ptolemy.
Yeah, oh, give thanks. Say it again.
Ptolemy.
Oh, give thanks. Yeah. Well, era kings, well, he's an era really, that's why. Era kings are frequently depicted wearing it. Imagine that. Imagine that. Yeah, maybe that's why we could say Greek, eh? But it is virtually unknown in Egyptian iconography for a deity wearing this crown, the only exception being Harsumtos. The Apedemak is constantly depicted wearing this crown, may therefore indicate that he is to be regarded as the embodiment of the spirit of the Meroic dynasty. Principally a warrior god, Apedemak can also appear bearing a sheaf of wheat or in conjunction with solar symbols as as indications of the breadth of his providence. Apedemak also appears sometimes riding a lion and in association with a winged lion who may represent Apedemak himself or a divine agent of him. Apedemak sometimes has the Egyptian goddess Isis, Isis as his consort and Horus as his child. Now check that. Now that alone, make that soak in. Apedemak sometimes has the Kemetic goddess Aset as his consort and Horus as his child. So who else he can be but Assa? He didn't just have Isis as his wife, but Horus as his child. So this is obviously another form of Assa, of Osiris. And you know Osiris is Haile Selassie. Man, don't tell me that. You don't know that. Go and watch the Master of Ceremonies. In fact, you should have the Master of Ceremonies for yourself. You know, all of that. How many of you have a copy of the Master of Ceremonies? Straight up. Not because you can see it on YouTube. When YouTube crashes, you don't think enough of my precious YouTube videos put away safely? When they crash out, when they say, oh, you ain't getting this back, it's all right, I have a copy for myself. You understand? Look at a presentation like this. You understand? So when we look at the whole vibes, this is very important. So I'm saying that the Master of Ceremonies goes into the reality. That is where it was, well, not first revealed, but that's where it was officially revealed to the world, that the Haile Selassie vibration, Haile Selassie the first, you know, is the Osiris, is the Assa character. I'm not going to go into it now. I think most ones know that story well, coming from myself. So now we have another character here from Kush now. And this character is a lion head god. This character already wearing the Osiris hat, the same hat you see Tutankhamun wearing on the throne when he and his wife are facing each other, and he's seated and she's touching him. He has on the same crown that the king here has on. All right, as you see from what is being read here, that this is not a crown you see worn by too many people. It's very elaborate. He has several sun discs, several herus. That's deep. And the Uraeus cobra on both sides, and placed on the head of this lion head god, the triple crown. And again, we are reflecting on the Lion of Judah, Haile Selassie, who was crowned with the triple crown, uncrowned lion of the tribe of Judah. Okay, hold on, because we actually don't even get to the Lion of Judah part yet. You may think, oh, we done solved that part. No, I'm going to prove specifically that we're talking about the Lion of Judah when it comes to Apedemak here. So keep in mind that he is the warrior god. Seeing Haile Selassie most time in his military uniform is nothing to snuff at. You know, sometimes the king, even at when it's the anniversary of the coronation of the emperor, when it's the anniversary of the coronation of the emperor, you don't see him coming in his robe and his crown. Sometimes he may have on the suit, but most time the king dressed like a general, and military hat coming into the church and taking it off, hard hat, or the one with the peak, and he have on his long cape and military fatigue, or maybe when he has on the admiral, field marshal, general suit, black suit with the lion mane hat, and general, ready for battle, sergeant, general, major, ready for war. It's obvious. And then, of course, we see for ourselves that when it's battle time, the king does be on the front line. When it's battle time, once the king in Ethiopia, I'm talking about the Italian-Ethiopian War, while the king was in Ethiopia, before he went to Geneva, and even when he came back, it's battlefield one time, the king on the battlefield front line, bring that gun, let me test it. The king not playing. So it's obvious the king is a warrior god. And this said Apedemak was the lion-headed warrior god worshipped by people in Egypt and Sudan in Africa. These people were inhabitants of the region, the Nubia region along the Nile River. Many Meroitic temples were dedicated to this icon, lion-headed deity from the Butana region, Naka, that is Meroe, and Musa, Musa Warat es Sufra. All right, now, want you to observe this here. You see the lion-headed God with the 3 lion heads. That also is something to meditate on. As you could see from what we showed you before, most times he's seen with 1 lion head. But this time, in this very elaborate glyph, he's seen with the 3 lion heads. In the temple of Naka, or Nakwa, depending on how one would pronounce it, built by the rulers of Meroe, Apedemak is depicted as a 3-headed leonine god with 4 arms, and also as a snake with a lion head. All right. Cushites believe, however, he is usually depicted as a man with a lion head. Okay. Now, Cushites believe that Apedemak brought victories to their armies by defeating their enemies. Whenever Cushite pharaohs carried military campaigns, they often claimed the support and companionship of Apedemak. You see it there. So he's with them even on the battlefield. Okay. And it speaks of the different queens that would have come and worship at least 4 Cushite queens or candidates. And let me just show you something here now. Now, this is at the very same temple. And this is a depiction of Apedemak as a snake with a lion's head. This is a depiction on this obelisk looking thing here, this Tekken looking structure of Apedemak as a snake with the lion's head. I just want you to observe that. All right, let us return back to this now. So we're looking at the temple here, and you can see some of the outstanding statues or sculptures, I should say, of the great Apedemak. Here you see him as a lion himself. All right, here you see him as a lion with the falcon wings, but he still has on that terrible crown here on his head. All right, then now, this here is different depictions of the lion head god. Vedas in India, in Africa, which is what we just looked at here, in Persia, in Judea, and in Tibet. Okay, now I just want to highlight the one in Judea. Now, if you notice, unlike the others, the one in Judea is an obvious serpent alone, not a serpent wrapped around a man, but a serpent, look at here, with the head of a lion. That's the one from Judea. This is not the one from Africa as such. You see, in this from booksfacts.com, they label Apedemak as the lion-headed god of Africa. They didn't say that. That to me is not the best label, because the lion-headed god of Africa, I mean, there are many different lion-head gods in Africa, you know. Apedemak is just one of them. You know, there's another lion god called Mahes. That's what it's pronounced as. Mahes. Mahes. So to say that Apedemak is the lion-head god of Africa is not totally correct in that sense. But anyway, that's not the point I'm here to argue at all. You know, because remember, you have Sekhmet, you have Tefnut, you have other ones, but that's not what we're arguing here. So now, but this writing is showing that the Lion of Judah, look at here, the Lion of Judah, the symbol of the biblical Lion of Judah, is connected in some way to, you know, the ancient understanding of this lion head god. Now, obviously, the first must have to come out of Africa. It can't be out of India, and it cannot be out of Persia. It cannot be out of Tibet, and it cannot be out of Judea neither. But the one in Judea, remember Judea, when we had the good brother with us a few nights ago, Rastafari sabbatical, we were talking about the connection with Judea, the Jews, and Judah. The Jews and Judah. You remember that conversation, people? The Jews and Judah. Good. The Lion of Judea, the Lion of Judah. Look at the Judah rendition of the lion head. It is on a snake. And I'm showing you something more ancient than it. You can see the depiction of Apedemak. This is Apedemak, the snake, the serpent with the lion's head. That's the original here. Now, the one in Judea, obviously, I would assume that somehow they're either the exact same thing or this idea was borrowed from the ancient African idea. Follow me, good family. Because don't mind them saying 3rd century BC, that this is an ancient garden, Apedemak. All right. So, Apedemak right here can be seen in the style of Judea. You saw it for yourself, you know, this is not me making up. This is the style of the lion god from the Judaic tradition, the snake with the lion's head. So I'm going to say it one more time. Either they share the same concept, or this is the ancient Judea, or Judea took it from this. It's one or the other, straight up. Good. But there's obviously one similarity here. So this is the Lion of Judea, any which way you turn it. And as I showed you before, this lion here wears the triple crown. And this lion here, Apedemak, we're talking, the Lion of Judea, not only wears the triple crown, but he is the lion-head god that leads us into battle. Okay. And this Lion of Judea now, Lion of Judah, Lion of Judea, who wears the triple crown that leads us into battle, his wife at times is seen as Osset or Isis, huh? And his son is seen as Horus, huh? So obviously that means we're talking about Osiris, Assa, in another form, as the Lion of Judea. This is the Judaic lion, isn't it? No, that's Apedemak. Well, yeah, but he's still in the same form as the Judaic lion. Oh, I see. Yeah. And in general, even without us making that link, it already shows you here that these symbols is where you get that concept of Lion of Judah, according to that writing. So when you check now and return to the Lion of Judah himself, again, remember the ancient Lion of Judah statue that was established by the great King Menelik II. And we installed now officially the Lion of Judah in the monarchy of the Solomonic dynastic rule of King David's throne. Then, of course, Haile Selassie became that emperor that was crowned as Lion of Judah. Yeah. Haile Selassie being that same emperor that was crowned with the triple crown. He is the triple crown monarchy. We showed you that the lion himself, the Apedemak, has 3 heads sometimes. Sometimes he has 3 heads. 3 heads. Of course, we're talking about the power and might of the Holy Trinity. When he was crowned, that's the title he was crowned with, the power and might of the Holy Trinity. Apedemak. Yeah. And then again, seen as the husband of Isis, that means he's Assa. Who's Assa? He is Osiris, man, the god king of Kemet. Yeah, who was crowned specifically, and 72 conspirators came to his coronation. And the same 72 are the ones that forced him into the coffin when he was chopped up into 14 or 16 pieces. Yeah. And then at the same time, when you observe it, he took 5 years to resurrect. And after resurrecting, after the 5 years, of course, resurrected to become the Sahu constellation, Orion, who ruled over north and south, because of course, the celestial equator passes right through Orion's belt. That's Osiris. Osiris is Haile Selassie, Assa, Haile Selassie the first. As we say, as we said before, you could definitely check the Master of Ceremonies, or you could check the book that you can get right on our website. The Heavens Declare the Glory, Rastafari and the Cosmos. That is a book written by myself that goes into clarity as it relates to that as well, plus many other aspects of the whole astronomical clock and theology. Real thing. You should check out that book. I'm talking about, you know, the Heavens Declare the Glory, Rastafari and the Cosmos, you see. So Haile Selassie the first, again, is the fulfillment of the allegory, the metaphor, whatever you call it. It has crystallized now in flesh of Apedemak. So Apedemak is Haile Selassie the first in human form. Not no man come with no lion hair. That is just so you could understand who we deal with. That is for you to know who is on the front line here. The Lion of Judah. He even looked like the lion. The man with the lion hair. I will repeat just for good measure. The man with the triple crown. The Lion of Judea, the Lion of Judah, which is obvious even down to the depiction. The man that goes into war for us, he that is in the front line, goes first and battle off the enemy. And even the diplomatic war, he in charge of that. The lion with the 3 heads, man, because we're dealing with the triple crown monarchy. Yes, we're dealing with the power and might of the Holy Trinity. The triple crown monarchy is because Apedemak wears the triple crown, the hem crown. Listen, Menelik II himself established the Lion of Judah for us. And this king is the only triple crown one that come and get crowned the Lion of Judah. Anyone can deny anything we say here. And remember, this is not like this is beyond just Bible now, you know. In fact, the Bible was used here just as a reference, somewhat like training wheels, so you would understand how we're making this connection, because that's what we're accustomed to. But I'm showing you in every glyph, in all temples, in all ancient writings that have a spiritual connection, you will find Haile Selassie. You just have to know how to unravel it. You just have to know how to decode it. You just have to know how to disarm it as such. Yeah. And we do give thanks that the life giver has bestowed upon us. What abilities we have to do such, because this is our responsibility and this is our work. Yeah, I rejoice, I give thanks. Holy Manuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. So you see now, see the Ethiopians have that ancient love for the lions, ancient oneness for the lions, and family, if you're just coming into this video, you have to watch it from the beginning. Some of us, we come in and halfway and say, oh, well, I can get some. No, you start over. Plenty of things have been said. This is not entertainment. This is reality. So you can see the ancient tradition of the lion has ever been with us. And as I said, you can definitely put this one here in the bag, that Haile Selassie is the fulfillment of Apedemak. You know, this is not just talk and say, yeah, man, the king fulfilled all things. No, we're proving it with clear and shrewd detail. The fulfillment of Emperor Haile Selassie I in all such formation. So family, I'm reminding you tomorrow evening, we are talking about coming into the Tiger's Temple. Well, that's the Tiger's Nest you see there. Of course, that's our radio program. Let me ask you, are you a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest radio program? What's that? Ooh. So hey, we got a lot to I'm talking about every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on radio. And we have the Tiger's Nest radio program. Definitely. I mean, it's there for you to listen. Just tune into our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, priestisaacinstitute.com, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and right now, and definitely the Tiger's Nest will be there for you. But if for whatever reason you missed the Tiger's Nest radio program, you can become a subscriber. Very simple thing to do. You can subscribe and we'll make sure you get the program every night after the program is done. It is emailed to you. You get it in your inbox and you have it to put on your own, you know, in your archives, in your library, whatever the case is. Tiger's Nest is university style, much different than, you know, even what we're doing here. Every program has its different spice, eh? And of course, the Tiger's Nest is something you would like to be a part of. And even for those of you who are always there, give thanks. But you should still be subscribers as well. Make sure you save these programs so you can replay them and go back to them and listen to them again. Enough information. And of course, you know, it's very inexpensive. I mean, you take a year subscription, it's a couple cents, 20-something cents per program. I mean, well, there you go, family. Yeah, and even if it was $10 for program, still, I think, you know, we should respect the works and even support. But anyway, what I'm saying specifically, family, looking forward to your presence tomorrow evening in the Tiger's Temple. Ras Adonis will be with us. What a joy that will be. But remember, for those of you who are planning to be a part of this Sunday brunch, the Sunday brunch somewhat consultation / workshop that will be put forward by the Honorable Empress Naya. Make sure you definitely contact now and save your space. This is going to be a series of programs to understand. But whatever the case is, just give us a call or contact us and you definitely get all the information on the upcoming Sunday brunch. Now that's tomorrow. So if you want to be a part of that, especially from my knowledge, is really mostly towards those who would be trying their best to come off of a meat kind of diet into a more plant-based sort of diet, or levity, as we would say, when you ain't eating nothing dead anymore, diet, you know, eat and die. So yeah. But anyway, so for those, especially those who are looking to transition into a full vegan, as they call it, we say ITAL Levity. ITAL is vital, Levity. This is the program for you. And those of you who are already in it, you can still tune in, man. Don't worry. Remember, Honorable Empress Naya is certified in the culinary arts. So it's no joking thing taking place here. Certified in the culinary arts. And then, of course, being a practitioner, as you would have seen from the workshop we recently did. Those of you who are in the workshop definitely understanding the realms of the breastfeeding and the realms of the natural childbirthing. So all of that will be incorporated into this reasoning and this discussion here. That will be tomorrow afternoon or Sunday afternoon, specifically at 3 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time, which should be Eastern Standard Time at this time. So as I said, it's also a series of programs. So whatever you don't learn this Sunday, I think you'll be getting it in a series. But what you have to do is to contact us so you can get the information. Just contact and ask, give me some more information on the workshop on Sunday. How could I be a part? What do I have to do? What will be coming up, and etc., etc. So you can learn how to put together some nice spices, you know, as we would call them, meals or feasts, whether it be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, supper, different snacks for the young ones, how to make your green juice, how to utilize the sea moss and make the proper sea moss smoothies, and all of these different things. Definitely, I know we will be going into, if not everything at one time, for sure, in the fullness of this series that will be taking place. So you don't know, there is the full contact And I'm looking forward to each and every one being with us again in the Tigers Temple. And of course, those of you who are within the temple, of course, you can make your contribution payments using the Cash App or the PayPal. And of course, the link is in the description below. Love to the family. Give thanks for your presence. And of course, remember, as I said, it's just a mistake how we look at all of these different vibrations. And that's why at the beginning, for those who may be coming in late, that's what I said, you should watch this from the start. Yeah, man, and take it in properly. It's not no joke thing. Take it in properly, get the vibes good. That is why you could link Haile Selassie first with all of these different ancient characters, even down to the Roman philosophies and all of these different things, because of course they got theirs from something more ancient. And they all speak of this coming savior, whether you think it may be done in cycles or in every age. Well, this is the age for Haile Selassie. They all speak of the coming savior, the coming Messiah, this coming being, of course, that shall come and liberate and strengthen and carry us into the new age and new dimension and all sorts of different things. And definitely we give thanks for the Triple Crown monarchy, the Lion of Judah for sure, the power and might of the Holy Trinity in all fashion and vibration, the warrior God that take us into battle each and every time. Yeah. Kedos Emmanuel I Selassie Jah Rastafari. Blessed Lord.
Hi, my name is Nyla, and I am 7 years old. I like my astronomy class, and I am loving it. And I've been learning my planets like the moon and Earth and the Venus, Mercury, and astronomy class is awesome. I've been learning about like Egypt and that stuff. And king and queens and and pyramids and
What do you think thus far of the International Homeschool program?
I believe it's the best investment I could have made for my daughter and for myself as well, because learning astronomy and African heritage, it was needed. It was much needed, and